Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Today's guest is Mr. Golden Visa himself. He is back again, and today we're going to be answering your questions. We're talking transparency, free zones, age limits, and so much more. Welcome back to the show. We're happy to have you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. So many questions. Let's start answering.
Let's dive right in.
So, welcome again.
Thank you very much.
We have a lot of questions for you. So, my first question is if you can break down the Golden Visa process, in simple terms for someone that is unfamiliar with the Golden Visa, the process, because it might seem complicated.
Let's start with that. Let's start with what are the 4 different ways that you can get Golden Visa. I'll repeat myself, but I think it's very important for people to understand. The first one is if you own a property worth 2 million dirham, the value of the property has to be 2 million dirham. However, you can just do a down payment and you have the sales purchase agreement, you can be eligible for Golden Visa. The second one, which is the salary of 30,000 dirham, and if you fall under any managerial or executive level, then you're eligible for Golden Visa. Third one, which is if you have a fixed deposit of 2 million dirham with any Dubai banks, or you have got shares in bonds worth of 2 million dirham. The last one, which comes under the cultural category, where if you are a media personality, you are eligible for Golden Visa. Now you ask me for the process. First thing is we take the basic documents and we put them to pre-qualify for a Golden Visa. Once they get the approval on pre-qualification based on any of the 4 categories, then we go for the medical. Then only we request them, if they have an existing residence visa, to cancel that residence visa. Then we go for the biometrics and medical, change status, and then you get the visa stamped.
And why should I choose Decisive Zone? Like, how can you ensure that it's kind of a transparent service? Why should we choose you guys?
Well, we have the expertise, and now each visa takes about 4 to 5 different people who get involved in preparation of the document till the visa getting stamped. We have done more than 600 visas so far, and successfully on rate is more than 90%. So we do have the expertise in where we can guide you throughout the process to make sure if you're eligible or not. That's the first step in the Golden Visa. And we are very transparent when it comes to the government cost and then our service fees. Now, a lot of the times, a lot of smaller companies, they may just attract people with the smaller fees. However, we are not the cheapest, but we make sure that you get your Golden Visa in your hand. Then only we charge you. Otherwise, we have 100% refund guaranteed.
Ah, interesting.
So 0 service fees.
So you're only charging for the visa if it's successful? And can you give us an idea of the costs on the government side and Decisive Zone?
Yes, there are different categories of Golden Visa cost you different. Now, the salaried ones cost you 4,800 dirham approximately government cost. However, the real estate based or the investment based Golden Visas goes between 9,500 and 10,000 dirham. On top of that, we charge 20% service fees. So that's how we work on this.
Got you.
That's interesting.
This is pure government cost if people want to know, and it is available on their website as well.
It's really good to know on the success rate that it's only charged if your Golden Visa is successful.
Yes.
Which by the way builds, I think, trust between you and as well people who are actually coming to get the Golden Visa. Speaking of that, a lot of expats recently joined, or I would say came to live in Dubai, and they go like, okay, fine, you know what, I'm gonna come to Dubai because I want to do this and that, and they think that Dubai is their golden ticket to money,
that's
right? And a lot of things.
To build business. I mean, this is becoming the biggest business hub in the world today.
So, can you expats in the country get the Golden Visa?
If they can provide documents to support and they fit under any of these 4 categories, then they do get a Golden Visa. Now, again, we put them through for a pre-qualification because there is a committee sitting. It's not an individual person approving. A committee decides whether this person is eligible or not. If we can support documents showing, let's say Rihanna shows up in Dubai and wants a Golden Visa, for sure we can put her on the cultural category or the media category, and then definitely we will get her approval. So you do not have to be a resident here to apply for Golden Visa. Even if you're coming to Dubai as a tourist, we can check your eligibility for a Golden Visa.
Wow.
And I think to then go a little bit more niche and something that kind of does free zones and mainland and jurisdictions tie into visas. So if you help me, am I going to have a visa for a specific area and therefore I can't operate in another one, or how does that work?
It is a little bit different. Now, Golden Visa is separate than having being on free zone on mainland. Now, free zone mainland is more for the trade license or the business type that you're getting into. It doesn't matter if you have a Golden Visa or not. Let me explain. So, mainland, free zone, and offshore, there are three different authorities or three different ways of getting trade license. Now, mainland is more for people who is doing a retail business in Dubai, which is more labor-centric. Let's say you need 100 employees for your business. You will ideally go for a mainland license. Free zone is more for a B2B business model, business to business, or a consultancy business, or people doing business with outside the world, outside UAE. Those people should ideally select a free zone trade license. And those are specific for 6 visas. However, certain free zones have got port linked to it, so wherein you can get many more visas. Offshore is main for business and investment purposes. You can buy property under offshore companies. You can ideally do business from outside the world, not in UAE, and you do not get any visas, UAE visa under that.
Interesting.
Well, which jurisdiction is suitable for who?
Again, ideally, if you are doing a retail business, you should definitely look for a mainland license, ideally opening a salon, a boutique, a shop in the market, a restaurant, a cafe. These are the main categories where you should ideally go for a mainland business. Or you're doing a business to a customer, where in B2C business, you should ideally do a mainland license. For free zone is more for business to business again, or a consultancy license.
I think the majority of people who watch the show are quite interested in their own personal status. So,
Okay.
like, if I get a visa, but what does that mean for my employer? You said that in the process you then cancel your employer visa, I guess. So then I just don't need to get an employer visa.
So you become self-sponsor.
Yeah.
Once you get a Golden Visa, you do not have your employer as your sponsor. You become a self-sponsor. However, you can take a work permit and work